Welcome. This is the Leverton on Everything podcast. I'm Leverton, and this is Everything, a daily podcast where I review literally everything in under 10 minutes. So today I'm going to review Death in the Dorms. It's not Death by Disney. I wouldn't review my own podcast. That'd be weird, but go check that out. That's my plug for that. This is Death in the Dorms. I give it 5 out of 10. My title, A Mixed Bag. This is the true crime drama equivalent of an Arby's restaurant. It is trashy, salacious, and gross. The idea is to examine stories where university students have been murdered and I guess come up with some sort of conclusions as to the dangers facing the young. There was one aspect of the series that I really didn't like, and one aspect of the series I really did like. The first is that several of the interviewees mentioned that it is so sad because the victim never got to experience university life in its fullness. And it seems to have been a line that was fed to them by the producers of this crime documentary, and I think it's sad that they died, not that they didn't get to, experience university life. I mean, you can have a life outside of university, right? Some people don't go to university and their lives aren't sad. I just found that a weird phrase. Connected to that, I dislike the premise of this series. It is clear, just by the stories they present, that these are not crimes that make any sort of pattern. There are people who are murdered by rapists, people who are murdered by jealous boyfriends, people who were murdered during hazing rituals gone bad. Only one of those things could exclusively happen in a university setting because the hazing was connected to a fraternity. The part that I liked is that they actually go into great detail about the investigation of the crime. They talk about the real grunt work of police work that it takes to solve a crime, and I found that interesting. I also like the fact that a police officer is being interviewed, and he says there's probably not enough evidence to convict one person who is charged with the crime, and they ask him his opinion, whether he's innocent or not, and he straight up says that in his opinion there was a trial, and he wasn't convicted, therefore he's innocent. I think that's refreshing in this genre, and I think if most police officers took that approach when being interviewed for these kind of things, then the families would understand that not everybody charged with the crime is guilty of the crime. Because, they always are like, yeah, he's 100% guilty. And if he was 100% guilty, then why wasn't he convicted? And then so the families and the media and people, they hear police officers say that, and they're like, oh yeah, he must have gotten, the justice system must not have worked because of that reason. So, okay, that is all for me. I already recommended my podcast, so go check that out. One joke to finish. Guy walks into a bar. Hits him right here.